Uí Chionna, and I've recently published my book on Máirtín Mór McDonogh called He Was Galway. I'm going to read a section from the book which is the portion of his life where he takes over from his father when his father dies in 1902. Máirtín McDonagh was already 42 when his father died in 1902, but it could be argued that it was only then that he really began to live his life in earnest. His friend Stephen Gwynn suggested as much in his obituary of McDonagh when he said that, quote, his gift was for doing things and doing them himself. There was no useful thing done in Galway this 30 years past that he had not a hand in, and in so many of them no one had a hand but he. Gwynn's acknowledgement that Máirtín McDonagh's crowning achievements came in the last 30 years of his life, the years following the death of his father, is telling. Until that point, he had done everything his father had demanded of him and had been the workhorse of the family. It had been from the outset that the family business and its demands would always take precedence in his life. In contrast, Redmond, his younger brother, had been the golden boy of the family, enjoying public acclaim, popularity and a busy social life. Thomas Christopher, who was a talented sportsman, bright but undisciplined when it came to academia, and indulged to an incredible degree by his siblings and his parents, for all of his 72 years appears to have lived the life of a wealthy playboy, dabbling in business and public life only when called to do so by his father and later his older brother. Meanwhile, the youngest McDonagh brother, Michael, managed for most of his life to create an entirely separate and highly successful career for himself in medicine. While no personal correspondence or diaries by Máirtín McDonagh survive, his life prior to his father's death appears to have been focused solely on business, for which, it must be acknowledged, he had an extraordinary talent, and in which he must have taken a great deal of satisfaction when his influence enhanced the success of the various family enterprises. There is no record of his having socialised to any degree. He was never listed among the young men of the town who attended the balls or other public amusements that were a regular feature of Galway life in the 1880s and 1890s. He was active in the temperance movement, but only in an administrative capacity, and is never mentioned as having attended the frequent outings, such as day trips to the Aran Islands, that other members enjoyed. And, significantly, for a young man who was handsome, powerful and wealthy, he never married. It appears, therefore, that the family business was his only means of personal expression and satisfaction, with the notable exception of his passion for horse racing. Whether he would have wished it to have been otherwise, we shall probably never know, but there are some indications that such was the case, the most striking of which, as we have seen, coming from the pen of one of McDonagh's bitterest enemies, the writer Liam O'Flaherty.